So I saw Captain Marvel yesterday, and I decided to talk about it on the internet. This is a mistake. It's utterly hilarious that a movie as innocent, harmless, and safe as Captain Marvel is under so much controversy right now. I don't understand it. It's not worth it, guys. Here is the offensive message of the movie. Women can be strong too, and vulnerability is not a bad thing. That's it. That's me looking for themes to take away from it. Most audiences aren't going to care about that stuff, and they're just going to see it as another fun, crowd-pleasing Marvel movie. I'm going to treat it as such in this review, a freaking movie. Starring a woman neither enhanced it or took away from it. Stop your silly boycott. We all know you're not going to stop watching Marvel movies because Captain Marvel defeated Thanos or something, which is definitely going to happen. The movie's already made over $450 million or something crazy like that, so clearly it's not working. Anyway, on to my actual review. Captain Marvel, as expected, was a very fun time. It's good. I've watched it twice now. The first viewing, I have to say, I wasn't quite feeling it. I found the story a bit hard to follow, honestly, and there were quite a few moments where it lost my attention. It always got it back again, but yeah. I'm just warning people because I think it's going to be a case with quite a few people out there. So I would definitely recommend watching it for a second time. For me, a lot of my criticisms faded away when I saw it again. So I just want to ask, why are people saying that this is a formulaic origin story that would fit right in with the movies of Phase 1? No, it wouldn't. This is definitely not your typical origin story. Do not expect such. The narrative is fairly complex for one of these, character setup movies. We follow Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers, who doesn't remember her past life, but discovers she has powers and has been inducted into this alien race called the Kree. She goes on a mission with Star Force to defeat these creatures called Skrulls, who shapeshift and turn into people when they see them. So she ends up crash landing on Earth, where the Skrulls are planning to infiltrate. She meets Nick Fury, and they decide to team up and find and defeat the Skrulls. Along their way, there are plenty of twists and turns that kept it from feeling stale and samey. It definitely isn't the best version of itself, as Jan Rog says early in the movie, but it is full of great elements. First of all, I very much disagree with those saying that Brie Larson is the worst part of her own movie. I, for one, really enjoyed her performance. She was charismatic and funny, and will fit in nicely with the other Avengers when she joins them in Endgame, but at the same time, she doesn't feel like a carbon copy of any of them, which I was happy to see. There's definitely, some more ground they need to cover with her character. She's definitely not like my favorite MCU hero now. They still need to get me more on her side. I don't think this movie quite made the fullest use of her, but there's a lot of potential there, and, she wasn't the only part of the movie. The supporting cast is also nothing to scoff at. Samuel L. Jackson as a younger Nick Fury had excellent chemistry with Brie Larson, clearly. Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, Carol's pilot friend, was very good in the little screen time she got. Ben Mendelsohn, who was easily one of the most forgettable parts of a very forgettable movie, Rogue One, plays Talos, and he redeemed himself. He was pretty awesome. Besides that, the score and soundtrack were pretty good. Not on the level of Ragnarok or Guardians, but they did their job. I thought the visuals were cool. I definitely disagree with people who said the movie looked bland. I think most of what really shined was unfortunately shown in the trailers, as we expected, but it's not at all comparable to something like Ant-Man the Wasp, which is easily one of the, if not the worst looking Marvel movie, in my opinion. Overall, if you don't care about the MCU, it's simple. Don't see this movie. There's no surprises here. If you do like the MCU and like keeping up with these movies, then you're definitely going to get something out of this. So I guess this leads me into spoilers. So skip to this part of the video if you don't want to hear those. Okay, so let's talk about Goose the cat, who turns out to be this disturbing alien creature who, like, has tentacles coming out of his mouth. Goose the cat plays a strangely important role in the story and the larger Marvel universe. So after they took it from the Nazis in the first Avenger, mar-vell, or Supreme Intelligence, I guess, stored it in her lab, and I'm referring to the Tesseract, and then Danvers and company then fed it to the cat. And in the post-credit scene, we see the cat yucking it up. So before S.H.I.E.L.D. had custody of it, this random cat had it. That's interesting. And it goes deeper than that. They reveal that the reason Nick Fury had a messed up eye is because of the freaking cat scratched it. I have mixed feelings about this. I mean, on one hand, it was kind of hilarious, but on the other hand, I'm kind of concerned that one day Marvel's just gonna retcon a bunch of stuff or explain a bunch of mysteries and turn them into jokes. Like, I swear, when Tony Stark dies in Endgame, his last words are gonna be a freaking punchline. I'm just saying. Also, there's the mid-credit scene I want to talk about where Carol Danvers swoops in and meets the original Avengers because they're fiddling with the pager that Nick Fury sent at the end of Infinity War. Here I'm just wondering if this is a clip from Endgame that they just made the mid-credit scene because, you know, people are starved of footage from that movie, or if by the time Endgame's events roll around, they've just already met her or something to save screen time. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the former because Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a clip from one of the X-Men movies as its post-credit scene, and that wasn't even made by the same studio, so it's definitely not unheard of superhero movies doing this. But yeah, I'm just curious. Overall, I really enjoyed Captain Marvel. I was satisfied with their entrance in the MCU. It wasn't flawless. There's definitely a little missing there, but I'm excited to see what the Infinity War writers do with her. I think she could really shine interacting with some other people, because absolutely the best parts of this movie were her talking to Nick Fury, playing off of other people. So, you know, maybe Brie Larson will get more comes from the role, and we'll get something really fantastic in the future. I think a Captain Marvel sequel automatically is going to be better just because they have a lot less ground to cover. They don't have to, I mean, they had, like, Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck had a daunting task here because they have a character who doesn't remember anything about her past, so even she doesn't know who she is, so she's building that confidence, and she doesn't go full Super Saiyan until the end of the movie. So, you know, it was a very different kind of movie, and sequels won't have to worry about that. Maybe we'll get more cool space battles. Maybe she'll team up with Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be awesome. You know, I understand some of the legitimate criticism being directed towards it, but it's just far from a horrible movie. And come on, people, Wonder Woman, which I rewatched recently, is closer to being an embodiment of toxic feminism than this. I'm going to give Captain Marvel a 7 out of 10. Here's where it places in my updated MCU ranking, if you're curious. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe and ring the bell if you're interested in the rest of my content for some reason. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Mighty roar.